Did you know that a domestic cat can jump to a height 5 times its own body length? This amazing ability is often the reason why our curtains turn into improvised climbing walls and our bookshelves become observation posts for our furry predators. Today we will dive into the fascinating world of feline instincts and figure out why our pets are so obsessed with conquering heights. Before we reveal all the secrets of this behavior, write in the comments what high-altitude feats your furry friend performs. Perhaps you have a particularly funny or impressive story about how your cat ended up in the most unexpected place in your apartment. Your stories will help us better understand the scale of this phenomenon and possibly find interesting patterns. For now, make yourself comfortable. There is a lot of interesting information ahead. Understanding the reasons why cats strive upward will not only satisfy your curiosity, but also help create a comfortable environment for your pet where its natural instincts will find proper application and your curtains will remain intact. Let's start with the most important thing. Cats are arboreal predators by nature. Despite thousands of years of domestication, the genetic memory of wild ancestors who lived in trees is still strong in our domestic pets. Wild cats climbed trees not only for hunting but also for safety. Height gave them an advantage over ground predators and allowed them to control their territory. When your furry friend climbs curtains or jumps onto a cabinet, it follows an ancient instinct that once helped its ancestors survive in the wild. For a cat, height is not just entertainment, it is a sense of safety and control over the situation that is embedded at the genetic level. Interestingly, even in modern urban apartments, cats continue to seek high places. Studies show that, given a choice, most cats prefer to spend time on elevations rather than on the floor. This is especially noticeable in homes with multiple animals or small children. The cat literally seeks refuge from the hustle and bustle by climbing where no one will disturb it. The second important factor is territory overview. Cats are territorial animals, and they need to control their space. From the height of a cabinet or bookshelf, your pet can observe everything happening in the room without being exposed to the danger of a sudden attack. This gives it a sense of confidence and calmness. Imagine you are sitting in a chair reading a book, and your cat is watching you from the top shelf of a cabinet. You may not even notice its presence, but it sees your every movement. At this moment, the cat feels like the real master of the situation. It controls the situation while remaining relatively safe. By the way, this is exactly why many cats like to sit on refrigerators or cabinets. They offer the best view of the kitchen or room where family members usually gather. Your pet can observe your activities for hours while staying away from the hustle and bustle. The third reason cats strive upward is related to hunting instincts. In the wild, many small predators use the tactic of attacking from above. This gives an element of surprise and increases the chances of successful hunting. When your cat jumps onto high furniture and then suddenly attacks a toy, or even your feet, it is practicing this ancient hunting technique. This is especially evident in young cats and kittens, for whom play is not just entertainment, but also training in vital skills. Have you ever observed how a kitten hides at the edge of a sofa and then rapidly jumps on a passing toy? This is nothing other than an imitation of ambush, hunting practiced by wild felines. Interestingly, even well-fed domestic cats continue to follow these instincts. Studies show that hunting behavior in cats does not depend on the feeling of hunger. It is a separate behavioral program that activates regardless of satiety. Therefore, even the plumpest house cat will happily set up ambushes and attack imaginary prey from heights. The fourth factor explaining cats' love for height is physical activity and stimulation. Cats are incredibly athletic animals that need to regularly train their muscles, coordination, and balance. Climbing curtains, jumping onto cabinets, and moving across high surfaces is an excellent way to maintain physical fitness. In nature, cats daily cover significant distances, hunt, and explore territory. In an apartment, opportunities for such activity are limited, so pets find alternative ways to exercise. Vertical space becomes additional territory for them that can be mastered and used for physical exercise. Have you noticed how your cat sometimes just runs around the apartment, jumping on all possible surfaces? These are the so-called 5 minutes of madness, periods of increased activity when the cat releases accumulated energy. Often such runs include conquering the maximum possible heights, from the sofa to bookshelves and cornices. The fifth reason, often overlooked, is temperature comfort. Warm air rises, and the upper part of the room is usually warmer than the floor. Cats, as we know, love warmth very much, so high places may attract them specifically for this factor, especially during cold weather. In addition, high surfaces such as cabinets or shelves often heat up from sunlight, creating an ideal place for a cat's siesta. If you notice that your pet particularly often climbs onto a certain shelf or cabinet, pay attention. Perhaps that's where a cozy, sunny spot forms at a certain time of day. Interestingly, in multi-level cat houses, pets usually prefer the upper levels precisely because of the combination of safety factors and thermal comfort. Studies show that given a choice, cats spend up to 70% of their rest time on the highest available surfaces. The sixth factor, explaining cats' aspiration to height, is related to their social behavior. In groups of cats, a certain hierarchy often forms, and the height of physical position may reflect social status. Dominant individuals usually occupy higher places, demonstrating their superiority. Even if only one cat lives in your home, this social instinct can still manifest. By climbing above the level of human eyes, the cat may feel more significant and confident in communicating with you. Have you noticed how sometimes a cat sitting on a cabinet looks down at you with a special expression of superiority? This is no coincidence. In homes with multiple cats, you can often observe real competition for the highest places. More confident and dominant individuals will strive to occupy the top positions, displacing more timid counterparts to lower levels. This is a natural manifestation of social dynamics that helps cats establish hierarchy without direct conflicts. The seventh reason is curiosity and exploratory instinct. Cats are incredibly curious by nature, and height gives them access to new, unexplored places in the house. Upper cabinet shelves, space above kitchen cabinets, cornices, all these are territories rarely visited by humans and therefore particularly interesting for exploration. For a cat, each new corner of the house is a potential discovery. What is up there, on top of the cabinet? Maybe something interesting is hidden there? And what is behind that curtain? This exploratory spirit makes cats constantly look for new routes and places in the house, including the highest and most inaccessible ones. Interestingly, many owners notice that their cats are especially active in exploring high places after furniture rearrangement or renovation. This is explained by the fact that changing the familiar environment activates the animal's exploratory instinct, forcing it to remap the territory, including vertical space. The eighth factor worth considering is individual characteristics and breed predispositions. Some cat breeds, such as Abyssinian, Bengal, or Oriental, are known for their particular activity and love for height. These cats have retained more traits of their wild ancestors and have an especially strong desire to explore vertical space. On the other hand, some breeds, such as Persian cats or British Shorthairs, are usually less inclined to acrobatic tricks and conquering heights. They prefer a calmer lifestyle and may feel quite comfortable on a sofa or armchair without striving to climb higher. However, even within one breed, there are significant individual differences. The character, temperament, and personal experience of each cat shape its attitude toward height. Some cats may be more cautious and prefer to stay closer to the ground, while others will be tireless explorers of the upper spaces of your home. The ninth aspect is the influence of early experience and upbringing. Kittens who from an early age had access to various levels of height and the opportunity to safely explore vertical space usually grow up more confident and agile. They better understand their physical capabilities and limitations, which makes their conquest of heights safer. In contrast, cats that did not have the opportunity to train climbing and jumping skills at an early age may be less confident in their abilities or, conversely, overestimate them, which sometimes leads to falls and injuries. Therefore, it is important from childhood to provide kittens with safe opportunities to develop these natural skills. Interestingly, cats raised in a multi-level environment with access to various heights usually better assess distances and their capabilities. They less often find themselves in awkward situations where they cannot descend from the height they climb to, and generally demonstrate more confident behavior when mastering vertical space. The 10th factor is stress and sense of security. In situations causing anxiety or discomfort, cats instinctively strive to climb higher. This may be related to the appearance of new people or animals in the house, loud sounds, for example, during repairs or holidays, or other stress factors. Height in such situations becomes a refuge where the cat feels relatively safe. Have you observed how your pet literally flies onto a cabinet at the sound of a vacuum cleaner or the appearance of an unfamiliar person? This is not a coincidence, but a manifestation of a protective mechanism laid down by nature. Studies show that access to high places significantly reduces stress levels in cats, especially in new or potentially threatening environments. This is why modern veterinary clinics often equip cat waiting areas with high shelves or special cat trees. It helps pets feel more protected in unfamiliar surroundings. Now that we understand the reasons, let's talk about how to provide your cat with safe access to height while preserving the integrity of your curtains and furniture. Creating a cat vertical territory is not just a way to protect your property, but also an important element of environmental enrichment necessary for the physical and psychological well-being of your pet. Special cat trees, wall shelves, hammocks, and suspended bridges. All these are elements that can satisfy a cat's natural need for height. By placing such structures near windows or in places with a good view of the room, you create ideal observation posts for your pet. Interestingly, cats prefer different heights for different activities. For observation, they usually choose the highest points with a good view. For rest, medium levels where they feel protected but not isolated, and for play, various levels allowing them to jump and move between them. Summing up, we can say that cats' aspiration to height is complex behavior conditioned by many factors, from ancient instincts and genetic memory to individual preferences and habitat characteristics. Understanding these reasons helps not only explain why your curtains are so attractive to your pet, but also create an environment that will satisfy its natural needs in a safe and constructive way. Now, I would like to ask you, what solutions have you found to satisfy your cat's love for height? Perhaps you have created special cat shelves or purchased a multi-level tree. Or maybe your cat has found its own unexpected high places in the house. Share your experience in the comments. Your ideas may be useful to other cat owners. If you like this video, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Click the bell to receive notifications about new episodes, and be sure to share this video with cat-loving friends. It may help them better understand their furry climbers. In upcoming episodes, we will continue to uncover the mysteries of cat behavior and consider another intriguing feature of our domestic tigers that often raises questions from their owners. Get ready to learn even more about the mysterious world of feline psychology. And remember, when your cat climbs up curtains or furniture, it is not trying to annoy you, it is simply following its nature. Our task is not to suppress these instincts, but to direct them in a safe and constructive way. After all, a happy cat is a cat that can be a cat in all manifestations of its amazing nature.